How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I know who's selling right now. I know who's selling, and it's really interesting. I want to show you how the ETFs are working right now, if they're buying or not, if they're dumping on the market, because there is one that's going to dump here pretty soon. There's going to be an ETF that has a lot of selling pressure. I also want to talk about what I just did in the market, how I'm positioning myself, and also a country slash company that is royally effed. Now I don't swear a lot on the channel. I don't say the F word, but they are effed right now with where they are going. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video to see future videos like this. Now there is a link to Margex underneath the video in case you want to start trading cryptocurrencies. There's no KYC. You don't need a VPN. It can be a good way to start trading in case you want to in the short term. Now, I did open up a position just today on Bitcoin, and I want to go through the short, medium, and long term for you on Bitcoin, along with a couple other cryptos that are making some news here today. But short term, we did have a bit of a fall. Since the CPI came out, we know that the Fed is more likely to keep rates higher for longer, so that caused some selling pressure. Now, what's interesting to me is we did have a bit of a bullish momentum indicator over on the algorithm. Now, I was watching this. I saw all these bearish momentum. This is just the 1 minute, but I saw all these bearish momentums, and I almost got in it a couple times, and I just waited. I was patient, and right when we broke above this, while we were approaching this next line, we got this bullish momentum indicator. So I went long right when this happened, and now we've moved up a good $400. There's a link to HGAalgo underneath the video, but I'm going to be using this for trading short term like this because the bullish and bearish momentum indicators are crazy good at determining when we're going to fall down more. As you can see, bearish, 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 and then bullish, and then it spikes up. So this is really helpful. That's why I saw short term, but I also saw what was happening medium term. I realized that we were selling off. We had fallen down to about this prior level of some resistance here, actually. So we had kind of seen this level be resistance in the past, right around 48,500. Around here, we had seen some resistance as well. So this is kind of a key area. I figured we could actually flip this into support. And part of that is too because we are seeing a lot of buying. And it doesn't seem like it because obviously the price is going down today, but there is a lot of buying. There's a lot of selling as well. Who is selling? Well, retail. Retail, people with 0 to 1 Bitcoin is selling. On the last 30 days, they've sold about 6,000 Bitcoin. Now, this is from yesterday, but I think it rings true today. 6,000, the rich people, 1 to 10 Bitcoin, 4,000 Bitcoin they've sold, and the uber rich, 10 to 100 Bitcoin, sold about 15,000. Now, who's buying? Institutions. They've bought about 53,000 Bitcoin net. So they are buying while other people are selling off. And part of that is just because people are worried. I think after the bear market, they just get a little bit itchy to sell and take profits, which I understand, but we are ahead of a massive bull run. I'll talk about the long term in a minute for Bitcoin, but we still see huge volume today for IBIT and FBTC. Of course, they have been swallowing up the GBTC selling, but they've also been swallowing up a lot of retail selling as well. So it could have just been that they were overwhelmed a bit today because people are worried about the CPI. But I said this morning, it's not like Fidelity or BlackRock is going to go to their clients and say, now's not a good time to buy today because of CPI. Why don't you wait another month or two? No, they're going to continue to get more people to buy, and they're going to get large volume. Now, GBTC could cause some selling pressure. We know that there are some institutions that held GBTC that went bankrupt, and now they're trying to sell GBTC. That could be coming down the line, but that has not been what's happening recently. The last 3 days caused a huge amount of buying, 1.44 billion, and we were literally at this price yesterday. This was a bullish price yesterday, and now people are bearish on the market. So I think this is really important midterm. Now long term, it's just important to remember that we are just getting ready for a bull market. We went through an accumulation phase, and now we are loading up for the bull market. This is typically what happens after accumulation. Red bull market, then some distribution, then a bear market, and we went through a tough bear market. We've been through a nice accumulation range, and now as we know, 6 months before the halving to 18 months after the halving, this is the most bullish time. So I did open up a long recently. As I said, this is a short-term thing. Long-term, I'm accumulating Bitcoin still. I'm still getting more Bitcoin. I'm getting paid in Bitcoin. Essentially just like the same thing as buying Bitcoin. If I was just paid in US dollars, it just takes out one more step. So I've been asking to get paid in Bitcoin, and I took out a position because I think this selling pressure is going to get swallowed up. Basically, there's just so much demand from these ETFs. There's so much demand from so many entities that I think we're going to continue moving up. We saw this short-term bullish momentum indicator as well. So I'll be going long right now. I may take some profits if we move up substantially. And it is something risky. Trading is always risky, short-term trading. But long-term, I know where we're going, and it's up from here. So let's talk about someone that's finished. UK and Kraken. Kraken emailed this. Regulations in the UK require that we maintain up-to-date information about our clients and their account activity regarding self-custody wallets. A self-custody wallet is one that you manage your private keys yourself, or for example, a hardware wallet. Please reply to this email and answer with the following questions. Please confirm that you own or are in control of the self-custody wallet that you are sending and receiving from. If you do not own or control the self-custody wallets that you are sending or receiving from, please detail which addresses these are or who the controller is, and provide their residential address. After the reply, our support team will make sure to clarify the questions you have and ensure the process runs smoothly. If we do not receive a response in about 10 days, we will have to place a lock on your account until we obtain the information requested. That is crazy. And I've had companies that I've worked with, large companies that the names of, some of the top exchanges in the world, that wanted me to geo-block people from the UK. Now, anyone from the UK, I said no. I stopped working with those companies, but it wasn't because they're shady. It's because they don't want to deal with this. They don't want the negative publicity. And for Kraken users, this looks bad. I haven't seen other companies do this quite yet, but it looks even worse for the UK. Of course, I can see a future where institutions and governments try to crack down more and more on self-custody. They want to know where everything is going to or from. And that's why I still report everything. I know there are people out there that don't report when they get paid in crypto or make gains on crypto, but I still do that because we are moving into a time where governments are going to look more and more at crypto wallets. And you better believe if Bitcoin and crypto continues to appreciate, they're going to crack down even more because it's more of a revenue stream. That's actually why I recently partnered with this company and actually became an owner of this company. I got into this company with an ownership stake to do your taxes for you, your crypto taxes. I had looked at so many different products and they just weren't good enough. They didn't work with certain wallets, or they tried to create some algorithm. They didn't account for all the fees, and we actually look at everything manually. So it's a little bit of a higher priced item, a higher ticket item, but we go through every single wallet you send us, every transaction, every fee, every airdrop, every rug pull, and we give you the information. So that way you can be compliant because, like I said, there are more countries that are going to do stuff like this. Now, a couple cool things. Helium Mobile just made a partnership with Google. If you buy a Pixel from them, get up to 12 months of free Helium mobile services, plus you'll get up to 25% off your Helium mobile hotspots, snap selfies with your Valentine, enjoy hella long battery life, and secure your digital life with industry-leading features. Now, I think that's pretty cool. Obviously, pretty cool partnership when you are working with Google. They basically use T-Mobile and allow you to get $20 unlimited data. I honestly am surprised that they can give it away for this cheap, but so far I've been using it. They actually sent me a new phone to try it out on, just an older iPhone, but I've been trying it out and it's really good. It's just as good as my Verizon service, and it's so much cheaper. Like, I'll probably be switching long term to Helium Mobile because it is so cheap and easy to use. It took me like 2 minutes to set up, and I am trying out their hotspot. By the way, I do have a code. If you don't want to buy a new phone, I totally get it. I do have a code underneath the video and a link, so that way you can actually get a free month and there's no contract either. So you could just try it out. Like you could even try out the 1 month and still have your other phone plan, get it for free, see if you like it, and then maybe you want to switch. So definitely check that out underneath the video. Like I said, it took me like 2 minutes to set up, literally. You download or you sign up for them, put in the code, get it for free, and then you download the app and set it up in 2 minutes. Some other big news, BitMart is going to be listing Operation Phoenix. Now, this is a crypto that I've talked about before. They're trying to do what SafeMoon like couldn't or didn't do when SafeMoon pretty much rug pulled and didn't actually give holders what they wanted with Operation Phoenix. So I've been keeping an eye on this. I do hold some of their token, full disclosure. And I have worked with them in the past, but I think this is really good news. They had a strong bounce too. They raced up. They raced up from, I think, 100K market cap all the way up to 8 or 9, then consolidated and hit a really interesting level. They pretty much bounced off of prior resistance and then moved right back up. And now they're moving up about 27% in the last 24 hours because of this listing announcement. And they did move up a little bit yesterday as well. So in case you want to check this out, I might suggest that Operation Phoenix seems pretty interesting. SafeMoon's market cap hit $1 billion during the last bull market. This is $5 million. It's easily tradable over on PancakeSwap in case you want to get it. But always do your own research. I'm not telling you to do anything. You can do whatever you want. Now, like I said, bigger picture. Not just short-term trading of Bitcoin, but bigger picture. I think that we want to be positioned in Bitcoin. I think, let's just go through a couple here. I think Bitcoin is the hardest money out there, the safest cryptocurrency out there as well. But so hard because, and by hard, I don't mean physically hard. I mean hard money. As in, there is such a set amount of it. There's a limited supply. We've had a lot come to the market. 94% of the supply has come to the market in the last 15 years, and the price has exploded. We haven't seen a phase like this where supply is actually getting smaller, or the circulating amount that you can buy, the amount on exchanges, the amount that's available for sale is becoming less and less. So I don't think you want to miss out on this. I saw some people posting about how they sold some of their Bitcoin when it fell down, like during the bear market, and now they want to know if it's too late because they see the price going up. It's not too late, but don't be that person. Don't be that person, because then if you buy right now and we fall down to 44, 45,000, you might freak out again. You want to hold Bitcoin, especially at this time in the cycle. Ethereum's interesting to me too. It's not held up as well against Bitcoin. Look at the last 30 days. Bitcoin dominance, or Bitcoin versus Ethereum, has gone up, and it's been that way for a year and a half. Bitcoin has appreciated more than Ethereum, and during the bear market, the very beginning of the bear market, I sold just about every single altcoin that I had, at least most of all my altcoins. Like maybe I had some Polygon, right? And I sold 80-90% of it and put it into Bitcoin. I did that because I think Bitcoin dominance is going to go up. Now, we're at an interesting point, though, where we are heading back into a bull market. There are signs that Ethereum will get a spot ETF. We have big updates for Ethereum. Typically, altcoins run faster than Bitcoin during a bull market. So I wouldn't count Ethereum out either. Like right when you think Ethereum's done is typically when it starts running. That's when narratives start. That's when stories start. Like a lot of people think that the price action follows the news. I think it's the opposite. I think a lot of the time price moves up because a couple people know what's happening in the background, and then there are a lot of articles about why the price is moving up, and they try to make sense of it. A lot of these cryptocurrencies do have updates pretty regularly, so there are a lot of improvements over time. I think, though, a lot of people just always think that the price is moving up because of some big narrative, but sometimes it's the opposite. I do think, though, that this is an interesting time because all those narratives and all those exciting things are happening within months, and everyone was talking about how Ethereum's pretty much dead, and I don't think it is. I think it's overblown. So I am paying attention to Ethereum. I am stacking it as well, just kind of like I'm getting paid in Bitcoin for some work. I'm getting paid in Ethereum for some work as well. I think Solana is interesting as well. I know that I was just talking about Ethereum, how people are counting it out and you shouldn't, but Solana continues to progress, continues to have a lot of people using it. and it's just a cheaper, faster chain. So I think that you shouldn't count Ethereum out, but also Solana is just a fifth or a sixth the price of Ethereum. So I still think that Solana will probably run a little bit faster than ETH during the bull market. It's higher risk, but I do hold some Solana. I'm stacking that as well right now. I think Solana will do incredibly well during the next bull run. Now, I'm not saying that's going to go to $1,000, $2,000. I did have someone recently on the channel that did think Solana could run from a technical analysis standpoint up to $2,200, which is nuts. I would love that. I'm not so sure. $2,200 is bull run, but I am watching Solana. A couple others. BNB, I think it's useful to use it for the chain, but I'm not stacking BNB aggressively. I'm not trying to get more BNB. XRP, I know a lot of people are very big bulls on. I think there are better options, but what do I know? It's been kind of floundering. Price is actually down on the last 30 days, 10%. Cardano, Avalanche, I think is going to be used a lot, kind of like Solana during the next bull run. I personally like Solana more, but Avalanche is a third the price as well. Chainlink, I think, has a ton of utility. And I have been accumulating a little bit here or there, not as much as I'd like. And then you can go down the line. There are some cryptos I really like now, though. Some smaller cryptos. I've talked about them in the past. I will probably be making a video probably in the next couple weeks on cryptos that I'm looking to buy or I am buying. So definitely be on the lookout for that one. Again, you can check out the link to Margex in case you want to trade cryptocurrency. My trade now is up 16% because of the algo showing me that bullish momentum indicator. And then, yeah, I just recognized that we were breaking a bit of a downtrend as well there. So in case you want to check out the algo underneath the video, HG algo, it's one of the best indicators out there. And we created it because we thought they could really help people. Definitely check out that link. I know I talked about it for bullish and bearish momentum, but it also helps you with long-term dollar cost averaging at important times. There's also a link down there to Margex and also to BCM, our tax services. I appreciate it. Check out the link to Helium too in case you want to try out that phone plan. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.